Hey guys, Abhay here and welcome to Versatile Knowledge, and today I'll be giving my unboxing and first impressions of the OnePlus Nord 2. I've been using this device for 4 days now and I didn't want it to rush to do the unboxing. I have collected all my thoughts for this first impressions video. I bought this device last week from the first sale and it cost me $29,999, and this is the base model, that is the 8GB 128GB. There is also another model 6GB guys, but that will be never coming to stock. You guys already know about that. And I just bought it from Amazon in blue color, and I'll be giving the link in the description. Please buy from that link, it will certainly help the channel. As you guys can see inside the box, we have the phone itself in the haze blue color. Last year the Nord blue, or the blue color version of the Nord 1, was even more richer. This is slightly toned down version of the blue color. We also have this tray where the phone was placed, also have this booklet inside which we will get the case and other things which we will take a look at it later. We have this signature OnePlus red cable. This is the USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable for fast charging purposes. And also we have this fast charger which is called as the Warp Charge. This is the 65 watt charger which gets 10 volt at 6.5 ampere to charge this 4500 mAh battery of the OnePlus Nord 2. And inside this book we also have the case, which is the silicon TPU case, and also we have the warranty information guide, the stickers and the quick booklet and other things. The soft silicon case, as you guys know, will turn yellow. If you don't want that, you can buy a third party case and also get yourself protected with a tempered glass as well. And we have the SIM ejector tool, papers and booklet and whatnot. There are a lot of things guys. I think OnePlus needs to cut down on paper over here. And we also get this membership card, and also the red cable club invite and a lot more things, a letter from the CEO and letter from the Nord team, and a lot of paperwork are present, so they need to just cut down on the paperwork. And here is the OnePlus Nord 2 in the haze blue color. Let me just open the wrapping that is present over here. And as you guys can see, the device actually looks stunning in this blue color. This is a glossy device which is a fingerprint magnet which attracts a lot of fingerprints, and also we have the screen protector that has been present. This device actually weighs 189 grams, which is pretty lightweight, and also it actually is 73 mm in width, which is really good to hold in the hand. And when I put the case, actually the device will stop from wobbling on the table, which is very good. Case fits really good onto the smartphone, which also reduces the wobble, and also even with the case the device doesn't feel heavy at any cost. And the device is actually very good to hold in the hand. It feels really premium. Now let's talk about the buttons and placements. The USB Type-C port is present at the bottom with the first mic, the SIM card tray, we have the first speaker, and also we have the secondary mic on the top surface of the device. The cameras on the back, the volume rockers on the left side, and on the right side we have the power button, and also we have the OnePlus legendary alert slider which helps you to turn the device from ring mode to vibrate to silent. And this device actually feels really premium guys, as I said earlier, and catches a lot of fingerprints. There is no 3.5mm adapter that is given in the box, and also it does not have a headphone jack. And the first thing we see after removing the SIM card tray is that there is a rubber gasket protection for basic water resistance. That means you can actually take this device in slight water splashes or slight rains, and this does not have any official IP rating. Let me go ahead and turn this device on to take a look at the Oxygen OS Color OS unification of the code base. And this device had some battery left in it when I turned this device on for the first time. Color OS was already an amazing operating system that was present in the Android world, and I'm also damn sure about the Oxygen OS optimization to be the same as previously. And the first thing that I noticed when I was actually setting up the device is with respect to the privacy policy of the OnePlus new Oxygen OS 11.3. And it clearly mentions that it will be sending data to Shenzhen, that is the Chinese servers, and this information will be used to improve the user experience or something. And when we go ahead and connect to the Wi-Fi network and enter the password and everything, the one important thing that I noticed was the vibration motor and the haptic feedback is fantastic. This is one of the best haptic feedbacks I have seen in this particular price range. It feels like a spring tung, that feeling you get when you enter something or move back and forth between the user interface elements. You have to go ahead and set up the Red Cable Club if you want, and the co-creation labs and a lot more things will be thrown up to you when you are setting up the device for the first time. Setting up of the device also asks for the password and in-display fingerprint scanner. Well, the in-display fingerprint scanner is an optical one which uses light and cameras under the display to capture your finger and actually help you to unlock your device. And the fingerprint scanner is outstanding and extremely fast. And here is a setting where you can set the font and also the display size for your new OnePlus Nord 2. I am setting the display size to medium and I am using the OnePlus official OnePlus Sans font. You can go ahead and change this in the settings if you don't want to. And also there is navigation bar and gestures that you can use if you want buttons or if you want navigation. I am someone who wants a full screen experience on all my smartphones, and hence I use the gestures instead of the navigation bar on my OnePlus Nord 2. And let me go ahead and click OK once everything is set up, and we will jump directly into the new OnePlus Oxygen OS 11.3 on the Nord 2. This is the first device in the OnePlus smartphone lineup to come with the new Oxygen OS 11.3, which is merged with the Color OS. For someone who doesn't know, actually OnePlus was merged with Oppo, that is the parent brand under the BBK lineup. This actually makes sure that OnePlus has the liberty to make use of Oppo's outstanding research and development and also an extensive list of developers who can help make Oxygen OS and also the OnePlus products better. Out of the box, there is absolutely no bloatware. Apart from Netflix and Spotify, we didn't find much of bloatware. And also the settings panel is now looking like the Color OS settings panel. And there are a lot more system UI elements which feels like Color OS itself. And as you can see in the About Phone device section, we have the DN2101, which is the model number, and this device Nord 2 is running on the Android 11, which is the latest operating system, and it actually runs on the June security patch. We are already in August and a new software update is yet to come on this device to make sure that this device is safe and secure in this day and age. And let's go to the storage section to check out that we have around 110 GB of storage that is present out of the box of the 128 GB. As you can see, there is very less bloatware, which is the USP of any OnePlus device. The Oxygen OS optimization also feels extremely fast and smooth, just like how it was before. And the signature OnePlus alert slider is here again. It was removed from the OnePlus Nord CE, but OnePlus actually knows that there is no OnePlus device without alert slider and the Oxygen OS. And when we jump to the camera, the first thing is we get to see the location permission, and we also see the permission to actually take the phone calls. And the camera element is ditto like the Color OS or the Realme's Realme UI. I think Color OS will now go ahead and become the major UI in the Android ecosystem, which will drive Oxygen OS and also Realme UI in future. So it will be a unification between Realme UI and Color OS and Oxygen OS. All three might look the same, and as you can see, all the setting elements and everything looks exactly like how it is present on the Realme UI or the Color OS operating systems. When I was setting up the device, the most important thing that I noticed is that this device picks up a lot of fingerprints, so I just put the cover here. If you're looking to buy the Nord 2, just go ahead and pick the grey one or the green one. Apart from that, the device is extremely sturdy in build and construction. It has a Gorilla Glass 5 on the back, Gorilla Glass 5 on the front. It has a plastic frame and a metal internal chassis. And this device has metallic buttons that has been made, and it feels really good and tactile and clicky when you are using it. The device is actually not protected by any sort of water resistance, but has a rubber gasket for protection. Overall, the device feels really good and sturdy. And when we talk about the display, it is a 6.43-inch Fluid AMOLED display with a 90Hz refresh rate panel and a HDR10 Plus certified display. It also has Widevine L1 certification, but at the time of shooting this video, this does not play back full HD videos on Amazon Prime Video, and also there is no support for HDR on the Netflix video platforms. And as you can see, the display and brightness settings, we also have the more section, and here in the more section we have something called as refresh rate, where you can actually set the refresh rate between 60 Hz or 90 Hz. 60 Hz feels choppy, 90 Hz feels really smooth, but I feel 120 Hz should have been the norm, especially when you are paying 30,000 rupees, which makes this device in the mid-premium category. Well, nevertheless, the device feels really premium and smooth in terms of the screen experience also. The outdoor viewing is really good. The peak brightness levels in the auto brightness conditions measured is somewhere around 650-ish nits, and it actually is really bright in the outdoor lighting conditions also. With a software update, I think they can fix the bug where it is not able to play the full HD on Amazon Prime Video platforms as of now. And when we talk about the battery department, this device actually comes with a dual cell battery of 4500 mAh, and it has a 65 watt warp charging, which makes this device charge from 0 to 100% in under 35 minutes, and I have been able to charge this device under 35 minutes for the last 1 week or so. Now let's talk about the stereo speakers that is present on this device. This device has two speakers. One is a dedicated speaker at the bottom. Second is the speaker which is present on the earpiece, which can double as the stereo setup. As you heard, the speakers on this device is really loud and clear. And when we talk about the Color OS unification with Oxygen OS, the elements are actually not subtle. OnePlus had boasted that users won't notice it, but that is not true. It is seen in the settings option. It is seen in the display and brightness. As you can see, do you remember this? It is the same as we see in Realme UI and also in the Color OS, guys. The AI resolution boost, AI color boost, and where we set the refresh rate is also the same like how we see on the Color OS devices. And also the camera is exactly ditto. They have not even changed the color of the camera UI interface. Well, let's talk about the camera. It has a Sony IMX766 50 megapixel sensor, which is the same as the OnePlus 9 Pro's ultra wide angle camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. It has a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and also the selfie camera is a 32 megapixel Sony IMX615 sensor. It can shoot in full 50 megapixel resolution, and it has 4K that is supported up to 30 frames per second. I just want 4K 60 FPS. OnePlus, what is this? And the front camera does not support 4K, which is a bummer considering the last year's Nord 1 had 4K from the front camera, and they have removed 4K from the front camera this year. And also we have a lot of stabilization options. We have AI color boost, we have bokeh video, we have filters in video, we have flash in video, and a lot of options we see just like how we see on the Color OS devices, guys. If you have used any Realme cameras in the past, you will feel the UI is the same. But when we talk about the optimization for camera, it has been done fantastic. I have been taking a lot of photos on this device. I think there is a bit of Hasselblad hangover that is present in the OnePlus Nord 2. The colors are really natural, and when we talk about the skin tones, it has been actually boosted a bit, which is common in other OnePlus devices, but the colors have been kept natural overall in terms of the architectural elements, nature elements, and other things. The camera is actually fantastic on the primary sensor. Well, there is no telephoto lens, hence you will have to rely on the 2x and 5x. The ultra wide angle camera also does a fair enough job. The indoor lighting conditions, the camera does a good job as well, and I think the night shots are one of the best that I've seen in this particular price range. The selfies are also quite good, and there is a little bit of white-ish tendency to your selfies, and just wait for my full in-depth review for the camera, guys. Now let's talk about the next important thing, that is the performance on this device, because this device has a Dimensity 1200 AI processor which uses Dora. Dora is Dimensity's open resource architecture which helps in customizing the code base to enhance the performance on your device. And this device actually has a 1 plus 3 plus 4 cores CPU, and it has a 9-core Mali G77 GPU, and this device has a 5G support with dual SIM dual 5G standby with 6 standalone 5G bands and 3 non-standalone 5G bands. And this device comes with LPDDR4X RAM because the MediaTek Dimensity 1200 doesn't support LPDDR5 RAM. It has UFS 3.1 storage, and this device also has a fantastic performance in day-to-day and also in the gaming performance, guys. It has support for Wi-Fi 6, which also supports the AX standards, and it has support for Bluetooth 5.2, NFC support. When we talk about the CPU throttling test and other things, I have been noticing that this device is performing really well. It dropped to around 84% of its maximum performance, and with a score in the Geekbench of around 800 for single core and around 2700 for multi-core, this puts the Nord 2 right under the category of the Snapdragon 870. But after my experience with Snapdragon 870's iQOO 7, I still feel that iQOO 7 slightly gets ahead of the OnePlus Nord 2 in the GPU department especially. And when we talk about the Oxygen OS updates on this device, we will get 2 years of Android updates, that is 12 and 13, and also we will get up to 3 years of security patches. So that means your device is safe and secure up to 2023. And what is my initial impressions of this device? This is one of the best devices in the 30,000 rupee price segment, no doubts about it whatsoever. And when we talk about the overall quality and overall experience of this device, it is fantastic. The Oppo and OnePlus merger shouldn't be an issue in my opinion, because if it is helping OnePlus to optimize its devices even better and provide even more better software updates for maximum performance in this price segment, then there is nothing like that. All in all, my initial impressions of this device, camera, performance, build quality, software, everything has been really good. Just wait for my other videos on the OnePlus Nord 2, and if you want to buy the OnePlus Nord 2, there will be a link provided in the description. So that's it for this video, guys. If you guys have liked this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more interesting and amazing content like this one. Thank you for watching, guys.